I grew up in a small town, Wisconsin, Whitefish Bay, and at the end of 8th grade, a report card comes back, and it says, "We don't recommend Jack should go to high school. He should repeat the 8th grade. He's not ready for high school." And so you kind of wonder, how did I get from that point there to now where I am now? My mother was American. My father's an immigrant from Switzerland, and he didn't understand how the school system works. So my mother went in with me to meet the principal, and she argued my case. Give him a chance. He promised me he's going to shape up and he's going to study harder. So somehow I did slip in to Whitefish Bay High School. At that time, every freshman in the state of Wisconsin had to take a math test. I fill it out, I hand it in, forget about it. So then the freshman class grades come out for the first semester in January, and mine were again disaster. But then in the month of February, one Saturday morning I'm home, and I see my math teacher, Mr. Humke, walking around the back door. He knocks on the door. "Jack, your parents home? I want to talk to them." So, oh God. So I usher him into the living room. So he starts off with saying, "The state of Wisconsin requires this math test." And then he goes on to say, this year in the state of Wisconsin, there was 8 perfect scores. To his great surprise, I was one of the 8. But then he went on to say, Jack doesn't do his homework, he's talking in class, he's not prepared, and so forth. And then he said something that hit like a laser beam. He said, "Jack's only a freshman. If he makes up his mind to it, he can go to any school in the country." Wow. That night I made some commitment to myself. The idea of going to one of these marvelous top colleges sounded so glorious that I made a commitment to myself, and sort of the rest was history. That wasn't part of his job description, to, on a freezing cold Saturday morning, walk across town and go knock on my door. He had some evidence. He had the test. And also, he was a teacher. He knew something about what it took to get into a top college. So I do a lot of thinking about that. I always tell these kids, I want to be the Mr. Humke to them. We selected you, we know something about this business, and we think you can do it.
I think that if you ask any parent who have 2 children who went to Dartmouth and Yale, I think they would say that they are incredibly proud, but I think that my parents are a little bit prouder than that. My parents took a gamble coming to the US. They took a gamble on a what if, and at the end of the day, that gamble paid off in the form of 2 Ivy League degrees. I think what I would say to Jack would be that there's no way that my family would have experienced what we've experienced over the past 12 years if it wasn't for his willingness to give back. I think that it goes without saying that he's changed not only the lives of my family, the lives of my extended family, but also the lives of the community around me. And I think that this is something that we will be forever thankful for.